What up, everybody? It's me, JJ Solomon, the Spit Bucket Podcast. Had to jump on here, man, just with some thoughts. I've been kind of quiet over the weekend. The big weekend, obviously, the Tank Davis and Lamont Roach fight. Um, it's my 40th birthday tomorrow, and this weekend, I had to completely disconnect from boxing, from work, from everything, and I chose to spend the whole weekend with my family. We were on vacation, and I knew what I was missing. I knew the buzz. I knew I made that choice, but it was very well worth it. For those of you guys who don't know, I have an 18-year-old son, a 15-year-old daughter, and a 12-month-old, about to be 13-month-old baby girl. So it's my last birthday where I have all three of my babies with me. I have all three of my babies living with me. My son JT will be going off to Austin, University of Texas next fall. So I wanted it to be special. I didn't want there to be any distractions. I wanted to be 100% in dad mode. Y'all know how it is. You start tweeting, you start watching, you get sucked in, and there goes the rest of the night. So I did not want that to happen. I knew it was at risk, but I say all that to say, but I just watched the fight. I just watched the Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight. And man, I got a lot of things to say. We're not going to be live on the Spit Bucket podcast till Wednesday. So I just want to come on here and just share some thoughts. I wanted to share some thoughts. All right. First things first, salute to both gentlemen. Hell of a fight. Chess match the whole night. Very good fight, well matched fight. And I'm gonna be the first. I won't be the first because a lot of people have, and salute to the media members who have, including my partner, Mr. Corey IOTBA Bradshaw. But I owe Lamont Roach and his whole team and his pops and everybody a massive apology. Um, I pride myself in calling these fights even and making my predictions unbiasedly, with no narratives or anything along those lines. I just put my neck out in the line saying Virgil was going to make a statement against Madrimov. A while back, I was big on Devin Haney beating Regis Prograis decisively. Like I made those picks, and those are like two of my more proud picks in the past 12, 18 months. Um, and sometimes I'm wrong. And this is one of those cases where, look, I was one of the guys, and I still believe this to a certain extent that Gervonta Tank Davis is a special talent. I think he is a phenomenal fighter, and I think he's a fighter that we still haven't seen the best of. We still haven't seen him push himself to that limit with a worthy opponent. A worthy opponent is going to bring out the Tank Davis in camp, not just on fight night, but in camp that has never been brought out before. Um, I still believe Tank Davis is a phenomenal fighter. I still think the dude is elite, just based off eyeball tests. But I do believe he needs to prove it, along with all the rest of them. For those of you guys who are going to come up real quick and be like, "Well, what about, what about, what about, what about?" For all the rest of them too. But those guys don't call themselves the face of boxing. You have the Canelo fan base and the Tank Davis fan base who call themselves the face of boxing. So with that comes the criticism that a face of boxing would deserve. Tank Davis essentially is, like everybody says, a 30-year-old prospect. I know you don't want to hear it, but what I mean by prospect is he still hasn't challenged himself and he still hasn't proven it against a worthy opponent. I've been saying that. Despite me feeling how I feel about him, he still hasn't cracked our pound for pound because he still hasn't done it with a worthy opponent. Eyeball tests only get you so far. Eyeball tests will get you to the fight. Now we got to make the fights happen. I think another takeaway I have from this weekend is look what happens when you fight a champion. Yeah, every now and then you'll have a situation where somebody probably shouldn't be a champion, or we saw the route they got there. Example, no offense or nothing along those lines, but Rolly Romero probably shouldn't been a champion. But look, salute to him. He played the game, he got in position, won himself a title. But look what happens when the greats fight the great. We've been asking for a unification fight from Tank Davis for a long time. We ain't getting it. Well, he's bringing up a 130-pound champ. Still a champion, only 5 pounds. The boxing world, including me, was just disgusted with the fight, disgusted with the cost of the fight. We were wrong. We were wrong. But look what happens when you fight a champion. Champions are champions for a reason. The preparation, the self-confidence, the game plan, the discipline. And we saw Lamont Roach fight an incredibly disciplined, stuck to the game plan, beautiful fight. Beautiful fight. From beginning to end, I think there was some give and some take, and I think it was a strategic fight, a beautifully fought fight, a beautifully game planned fight, and a beautifully executed fight. With all that said, my scorecard, I had it 114, 114. I had a 6-6 draw. I gave after 6 rounds, I had Tank Davis up 4-2. I think those first 4 rounds were gimmies. I think if you had Tank Davis up 6-0 in the first half of the fight, you, my friend, are a fanboy. You're a groupie. If you had Tank Davis down 5-1, 6-0 in the first half of the fight, you, my friend, are a Tank hater. But I had no problems with where it was going. I had it 4-2. I gave I don't have it with me. But those first 4 rounds were 50-50. I had no problems with anybody, right? How y'all scored the fight. Interestingly enough, I had Roach losing round 9, the round in question. I had Roach down losing that round 10-9. Now follow me here though. I had Roach winning the second half of the fight though. I thought he closed the fight out. I saw Larry Hazard give Tank Davis the 12th round, which to me is bananas. I don't know how you don't score that 12th round for Lamont Roach. But all that said, cool. 114, 114. So one of the judges, 115, 113. I don't have a problem with that score either. 115, 113, 7-5, 6-6. However you want to score that in that range, that 7 rounds to 5, 6 rounds to 6, 5 rounds to 7. However, no problems. It was a tough, close fight. Both guys had some moments. Nothing to write home about, but both guys had their moments. Both guys, I think Tank Davis was more frustrated throughout the fight than Lamont Roach was. In those close rounds, what I always do is say whose game plan worked out better. At the end of that round, whose game plan worked that round. So whose plan was it to, you go back to Shakur Stevenson fight and Edwin De Los Santos fight, that should have been a draw or Edwin should have won. No, whose game plan was that fight? Who was executing the way they wanted to? Edwin didn't want that fight to go the way it did. Shakur did. That's why Shakur won. So, in a lot of those cases, you can say maybe Tank Davis was more frustrated and nobody really won the round, but it was Lamont Roach's round because it was his game plan effectively working. However you score it, I'm not here to do that, right? I'm not here to talk about how you score fights. But 115, 113, 114, 114, 114, 114. No problem with it. If it was any other normal situation, cool. Draw. All right, let's run it back. Here's the problem. Round 9. Steve Willis. Dog, I have had respect for this ref. He's entertaining in there, but he does his little gimmicks and all that sort of deal. But at the root of all, at the foundation, he's a great ref. He's a great ref. Man, but we're all human, guys. We're all human. Just like some of the guys I respect the most in this boxing world. For some reason or another, they let another man just control their thought process and they become super fanboys and groupies, and you can't tell them nothing. And I'm about to talk to you guys too. Can't tell them nothing. Maybe Steve Willis had that moment. Dude started counting. He knows the rules. Everybody watching the fight knows the rules. And don't show me the screenshot that says it's up to the referee. Why did he start counting? He got touched by a couple of punches, then a jab that kind of just grazed him. And then about a second later, he looks over at Willis and he takes a knee. I'm not saying he was stunned. I'm not saying he was rocked. I'm not saying he was seeing stars. I'm not saying it wasn't even the cleanest punch of the night. But right before that jab that grazed him, there was a flurry that shook him up a little bit. And who knows? Maybe that's what caused that to get. It don't matter. I'm not here to discuss the maybes and what ifs and was he hurt or was he not or was it a punch? He willingly took a knee after some punches were thrown and a few landed. That, my friend, is a knockdown. For Steve Willis, for anybody. Harvey Doc, Joe Cortez, Mills Lane, Richard Steele, you name it. That is a knockdown. That's a knockdown. I don't I don't care if it was the other way around. I know you guys that are just in love with Tank Davis, and he is the face of boxing and he can't do anything wrong. And I love his light skin and his braids and the way his tattoo. You guys are weird. It's so easy to say, watch the fight and say, oh, should have been scored a knockdown. Not, oh, I need to get my thoughts together because what am I going to tell all these Tank haters? It's not a Tank hater situation. It was a knockdown. Floyd Mayweather had it. He took a knee when his hand was broken. The only time he was officially given a knockdown, though I think Zab Judah knocked him down, but still, that was an official knockdown. The point has to reflect it. Tank Davis don't get to just say, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and then go on with his belts and his title. No, you have to be accountable for the mistake that you made. He made a mistake and took a knee. Like, where does it stop at this point? The ref has to decide, oh, well, he wasn't hurt. He just took a knee because something was in his eye. No. You're playing with fire there. You're setting a precedence now where the referee has to determine why he took a knee. No, the rule is simple because it's a 3-minute round. And we don't have time to sit here and talk about it. This ain't the NFL. This ain't the NBA. We don't have time for discussion. The ref needs to know what the rules are. He hit the knee. He took a knee. Needs to be a knockdown. Let the judges know. Get the count. Move on with the fight. If it wasn't a knockdown, or if it was a knockdown, Tank should turn it up the next round, like every fighter in the history of the sport has had to do. But no, Tank Davis gets special treatment and special privilege. What was that? Look, we saw the New York State Athletic Commission just overturn Ryan Garcia's victory over Devin Haney, which it should have happened, right? Again, I'm not here to discuss would the drugs made a difference? Would the drugs impact the win so much like you guys have discussed in the past? Look, he tested positive. It's black and white. It's not up to us. It's not up to refs. It's not up to media members. It's not up to promoters to decide if Ryan Garcia meant to, if it was enough. It's up to the rules say it's up to you to know what put in your body. You know, you need to know supplements are tainted. It's up to you to do your due diligence. Ryan didn't do his due diligence. Somehow Austrian got in his system and he lost his victory in New York. Listen, guys, there's no investigation needed for this fight. New York State Athletic Commission needs to go in there, replay the fight, go to round 9, and see a knockdown occurred. What should have been deemed a legal knockdown, it occurred. We're not asking them to go run it back or to fight an extra round or this fight shouldn't have been stopped early. Let's keep them going. No. That needs to be called a knockdown. And the scores, which I earlier said I had no problems with, 115, 113, 114, 114. Let's adjust those scores. What's that going to do to the scores now? 114, 113 Tank. 114, 113 Roach. 114, 113 Roach. Ladies and gentlemen, we should have a new lightweight champion of the world right now. We shouldn't, Tank Davis shouldn't have his belt. That's not me hating. That's not me hating. Does Tank Davis bring better fights for the future? Is people going to lick their chops more to see Tank versus Shakur if we ever get that? Tank versus Loma? Yeah. Tank versus Keyshawn? Yeah. It's going to get a lot of hype. It's going to get the juices flowing. But on paper, on score, he lost the fight. If you were happy with the 115, 113 score and 114, 114, 114, 114, then he lost the fight because they're going to go and review it and it's going to get overturned, guys. That is the easiest fight to overturn. We're not asking for anything. We just need y'all to go and correct the error on the scorecard. And lo and behold, what are you going to find? We're going to find a new champion, guys. Last piece I want to talk about is the entire Gervonta Tank Davis obsessed groupie fanboy. Fan man, fan grown ass men who are running to their Twitter account, abandoning their loved ones so they can defend their man's honor. Y'all are weird. Y'all are strange. Y'all are everything that's wrong with boxing. I think Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. I like his interviews. He's funny, all the cool shit. I know I see why he sells. He's a draw. You guys take that fanhood to a whole nother level. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking right at you. If you feel that feeling in your tummy, oh God, I hope he doesn't say my name. I'm talking to you. I won't say your name. I'll save you the embarrassment that you've already caused yourself. You guys are weird. What is so hard about watching a fight and saying, man, that was a bad night for my favorite fighter? And according to those scorecards, which are good cards, and what happened in the ninth round, he should have lost. If you're a fan of boxing and every fighter that came before Tank Davis, who's had to fight with the same exact rules that we're talking about here, then you should agree Tank Davis lost that fight. That should have been called a knockdown. And look, salute to you super fans, because there's a lot of y'all who I seen on Twitter who came out and said, man, that should have been a knockdown. But the few of y'all that are holding on to hope, who are just closing your eyes and saying, no, not my Tank. It couldn't happen. What? You guys are strange, man. It is weird behavior. It's weird behavior. We've all seen shitty calls. We can do it in the NFL. Cowboys Lions before Cowboys the Des No catch, where the Cowboys nation went crazy. It should have been a catch, should have been a catch. Well, let's talk the Cowboys Lions game the week before with Jason Witten got that ball, got that catch right in the middle. It should have been a what was it? A pass interference call right in the, it's some dumb shit. I'm forgetting now. It's okay. We got lucky. It happened. Tank Davis fans, y'all got to just say we got lucky. Look, I'm a biggest Oscar De La Hoya fan. You'll know the boxer. He got a gift against Felix Sturm leading up to Bernard Hopkins. I have no problem saying that because it's what happened. Like, I don't understand y'all's loyalty to another man who doesn't even know you, and you're sacrificing your credibility in the sport. Like, you're sacrificing your, I love having a good boxing conversation. Whether or not I agree with you, it's fine, but a good, legit boxing conversation. But when I see some of these texts and like, look, Ray Jack is going to be Ray Jack, right? There can only be one Ray Jack. Ray Jack's crazy, goofy. We all. I'm not gonna go to Ray Jack for his boxing opinion. I'm gonna go to Ray Jack for a boxing laugh. Haha, that was funny. I know half the shit he tweets he don't even mean. He knows it's just kind of gonna be funny. Fine, but the rest of you guys, y'all, hey, you can't be Ray Jack. He already got that spot. All right. The rest of you guys who tried to be Ray Jack, who actually believe y'all's bullshit. I don't believe Ray Jack believes half the shit he says. It's just funny. But the other guys who it's embarrassing, dog. Like, I'm not gonna talk boxing with you. I'm gonna read your text, your tweets, just like if it was my 75-year-old neighbor talking to me about boxing who never watched. It don't mean nothing to me. Y'all's tweets are jokes and they don't move the needle. And y'all are just part of a big mountain of dumbasses, for lack of a better word, that I will not take serious ever. If you can't humbly accept that you were wrong, I don't want to talk to you. I can humbly accept when I was wrong. I was wrong about Lamont Roach. I was completely wrong about Lamont Roach. Hey, look, I was a big Shakur Stevenson fan. I still am a big Shakur Stevenson fan, and I still hope we get to see them fight. But over the years, I've seen Shakur don't have a killer instinct in him that maybe will develop as he gets older. Look, I'm afraid. I said Shakur Stevenson was going to be the next big star in boxing. I said it about 5 years ago. Looks like I might have been wrong. It's not that difficult, guys. It's not that difficult. Y'all look ridiculous, man. Y'all look ridiculous. And it is so funny to watch. Look, I will never laugh at a man's downfall. I will never laugh when a man is going through adversity. I salute and I respect every fighter that goes in the ring. Tank Davis, Lamont Roach. Tank is probably getting his social media blown up. he's just a man at the end of the day, and that shit takes his toll. I'm not applauding and saluting that Tank Davis looked average and regular. No, it's a hard ass sport that 99% of us, you, if you're watching this, will not do a damn thing in. Couldn't. If even if you tried to, you couldn't. These guys are warriors. These guys are different. They're different. I don't celebrate anybody's loss. But what I am celebrating is all you weirdos who couldn't stop doing all the Tank Davis. I want to do some hand gestures, but I don't know who's going to watch this. But I think this here will get the job done, if y'all know what I mean. Oh, y'all got to stop, man. Y'all look fucking ridiculous. So that's been fun as hell to watch, seeing y'all's meltdowns. And you know what else is going to be super fun to watch? When the New York State Athletic Commission overrules Steve Willis's decision, and we see somebody's undefeated record go to 30-1. I'm not celebrating Tank Davis's loss, but I'm celebrating y'all's weirdos who care more about Tank Davis than a lot of times it looks like y'all's job, y'all's family, y'all's children, y'all's relationships, y'all's credibility. Go on doing it. Go on doing it, putting all of your hopes in one man, one athlete who fights against other elite athletes. Y'all are silly, man. Look, salute to Lamont Roach. Once again, great fight, bro. Great game plan. You did your damn thing. You were ready for the fight of your life, and you showed it. Salute to Tank for giving him the opportunity. And salute to Tank for being down for the rematch so quick. So, I know there's always room for shit talking and more criticism, but salute to both these gentlemen. Ha ha to you weird ass fans. And I think this fight's getting overturned. So sorry for the late chime in. I had to speak on it. Tune into Spit Bucket Podcast Wednesday. Me and ILTBA coming on live to break down this weekend's shenanigans. Much love. Please hit that like. Please hit that follow. Please hit the notification bell. And we really, really, really appreciate you guys. Y'all take care.